The Kozyrev mirror and acoustic mirrors. The Kozyrev mirror. Who was Kozyrev? Nikolai Kozyrev, 1908 to 1983, was a Soviet astrophysicist. He worked on stellar physics and proposed unconventional theories about time. His core idea was that time is not merely a passive dimension through which events move, but an active physical process that can influence matter and energy. That part remains controversial. Mainstream physics does not accept his more speculative claims, but his ideas influenced later experimental fringe research in Russia. What is a Kozyrev mirror? The so-called Kozyrev mirror is not a standard scientific instrument. In the late 20th century, Russian researchers built cylindrical or spiral chambers made of polished aluminum sheets. Subjects would sit inside these curved reflective enclosures. The belief was that curved reflective surfaces could concentrate certain forms of radiation, alter perception, possibly amplify informational or temporal effects. The claim, never validated by mainstream science, was that these chambers affected human consciousness, perception of time, and sometimes produced unusual subjective experiences. There is no strong empirical evidence that these devices alter time, but the structure is important. The geometry. The device relies on curvature. A concave reflective surface concentrates waves. This is real physics, but for light, heat, and sound. Parabolic geometry focuses incoming waves to a focal point. That part is legitimate. The leap is from focusing physical waves to influencing time itself. That leap is speculative. The real value of Kozyrev. The real intellectual interest in Kozyrev isn't the device. It's the philosophical proposition. Time may not be linear in lived experience. Perception bends duration. Attention alters temporal experience. Those are psychologically true, but not physically in the way gravity bends space-time. Kozyrev's work is interesting because it treats time as dynamic rather than passive, but it sits outside accepted physics. 2. Acoustic mirrors. Now this is solid engineering. No mysticism required. What were they? Before radar, Britain built large curved concrete structures along the coast. These were acoustic mirrors. Their job was simple: catch low-frequency engine noise and concentrate it to a listening point. The principle is identical to a satellite dish, but for sound instead of radio waves. The physics: sound travels in waves. A concave surface reflects waves inward toward a focal point. If a listening device, microphone, stethoscope-like tube, or human ear, is placed at that focal point, distant sound becomes more detectable. It doesn't amplify electronically. It concentrates geometrically. That's key. They did not make aircraft louder. They gathered more of the wave into one place. Why they failed? Acoustic mirrors worked, but poorly at scale. Problems: wind interference, ambient noise, limited range, slow reaction time. Once radar was developed, acoustic mirrors became obsolete. Radar uses electromagnetic waves, which travel faster and are less susceptible to environmental distortion. But the idea, curvature gathering signal, remains foundational in antenna and dish design. 3. Where they intersect conceptually. Now this is where your instincts are sharp. Both devices rely on curvature. Both attempt to gather dispersed signal. Both deal with waveforms. Kozyrev mirror, theoretically. Curved reflective surfaces influence temporal or informational field. Acoustic mirror, practically. Curved surfaces concentrate sound waves. One is speculative metaphysics. One is functional engineering. But both are built on this idea. Curvature changes signal behavior. That's the philosophical gold. 4. The real insight. You don't need to believe in time-altering chambers to extract value. The structural lesson is this: flat surfaces disperse. Curved surfaces concentrate. In thought, unfocused attention disperses. Concentrated reflection reveals structure. In sound, diffuse noise fades. Focused geometry reveals pattern. In writing, raw cultural roar disperses. Structured language bends it into clarity. That's why your metaphor system works. Not because time machines are real, but because curvature is real. A clean distinction. Kozyrev mirror. Experimental/fringe. Consciousness-focused. Time is active process and proven. Philosophically provocative. Acoustic mirror. Historical military engineering. Pre-radar early warning. Concave geometry focusing sound. Technically grounded.